How's it going, everyone? Mitch here with another tutorial. This tutorial is going to be titled How to Make a Dubstep Beat. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. I am sitting here in front of Logic Pro 9, and if you're not, that's okay. And if you're in another digital workstation, it's going to be fine, because what I'm going to be showing you is just basics to how to create a beat in any sequencer in any digital workspace that you are in. Simple, 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 simple. So in Logic, it is Ultrabeat, which is the sequencer. So and if you are in Logic, the Dubstep kit, I guess you could call it, is going to be our Ghost Town kit. For those who are not inside of Logic, I don't know specific kits. If you do have kits inside of your sequencers that are going to be built for dubstep. But if not, and you have to create your own kit by yourself, what you're going to need is a pretty good strong kick with a lot of low end for sure. And then definitely maybe one or two snares, one or two different claps. Those are always going to be used. And then there's going to be a lot of high-end percussion. And as you can see in this one that I have loaded, that some of the high-end percussion is pretty weird. We have regular cymbals, and then like shakers, we have a lot of shakers. Then we have snaps, and we have zaps, and we have a ton of shit all over the place. It's really weird high-end percussion that is used in dubstep a lot. And so a lot of zaps, a lot of snaps, a lot of shakers, and a lot of just regular cymbals will all find itself nicely inside of a dubstep kit. So once you get that all put together, or are sitting in front of the Ghost Town kit inside of Logic like I am, it is time to begin. Alright, I am going to get to a blank slate, and now let's talk a little bit about tempo. The tempo of any dubstep song usually falls around 140 beats per minute. That's just like run-of-the-mill dubstep song is 140 beats per minute. Please try going outside that 140 beats per minute. You don't want to be following people all the time. If you're following people, you will never be ahead of people. And so if you change things up a little bit and say, you know, even if that changes the tempo, if you just keep it at 120 beats per minute, that's still something that's different than what most people are doing for dubstep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to keep it rolling at 120, but I want you to know that normal dubstep song usually falls around 140 beats per minute. Okay, good. Okay, now let's get to the actual beat. What is the actual beat comprised of? What I'm going to be calling the bass beat is going to be our kicks and our snares and claps, okay? That's going to be the bass beat. Anything on top of the bass beat is going to be cymbals and other high-end percussion, okay? So let's focus on that bass beat. Let's focus on getting something a little bit dubstep-y. And what I mean by that is that very halftime in nature. And halftime is, imagine any beat that you have and expanding it to 2 times its length, and that means, and it just makes everything seem a little bit slower and more fluidy in how you create it. So what I'm going to be doing is just putting in some kicks and some claps. Usually the snare comes in on one, clap or snare on the second beat, I guess. No, the third. And then it goes back to kick on the beginning of the fourth, or the fifth, I guess, and then clap again. I mean, it's just back and forth, and that will sound like pretty simple. It's really that simple. You can get a little bit crazy with it, crazy. Add some syncopation in, and a lot of the time they add kicks right before one of the main kicks, and then all they do is take the velocity of that first kick down a little bit, so it just adds something a little bit extra. And then let's roll with this and see what it sounds like. Yeah, there we go. Let's roll with that. So as you can tell, it is very halftime in nature. It does have that really slow, like very fluidy movement, and that's what halftime is. It's beautiful, and that's what we're shooting for in dubstep. Okay. So once we have that bass beat, as I am calling it here, you can expand and do some more of the high-end percussion. And it's really, I mean, you can do a mixture of whatever, like hats and whatever. I am going to actually play with this for a little bit and get some high-end percussion in there. And this usually takes a little bit, so I'm not going to have you watch the whole thing. And once I am done, I will start recording again and show you what I got. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright everyone, welcome back. I got some of my high-end percussion in here, and I'm going to play this for you in a second. All that I added was some closed hat right here, some zaps, some shakers, and then this thing that was already preloaded in here called a phaser shot. Sounds kind of weird, so I took it down in the mix just a little bit, and here's what it sounds like. Sweet, sweet. So that's going to be just a dubstep beat that I can start building things on top of. But I want to make a quick note here of I have this swing button down here inside of my sequencer, and if you guys are not in Logic, I have no idea if you guys even have this option or not, but if you do, I would highly suggest using it. It adds a little bit more syncopation and originality to your beat, and I don't go extremely crazy with this, but just put a little bit of swing on it, and you can definitely tell that it adds just a little extra bit that you're probably looking for. And you can tell when I turned it all the way up that it did have that very swingy vibe to it, I guess you could say. So a little bit of swing never hurt nobody. Yep. So there you are, everyone. I just showed you how to make just a beginner dubstep beat. Make sure that you keep your tempo around 140 if you want to stick with the group. And then you just do halftime kicks and snares, and make sure that you create your bass beat, and then on top of that bass beat you want to do a bunch of high-end percussion. That high-end percussion picks up the tempo a little bit, or the intensity of the actual beat, even though the kicks and the snares or claps are in halftime. So that's how a lot of major dubstep producers keep that intensity up while keeping that halftime feel to their beat. So everyone, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned a little bit, and happy dubstep creating. Peace out.